Hi, we are Test Rigger and welcome to our channel. Test Rigger is an intelligent, generative, AI-powered codeless test automation tool that lets you write test cases in plain English. Like and subscribe to this channel to stay updated with more helpful videos. Looking to level up your testing game? This video is your go-to guide for all things Selenium with Python. Plus a peek at Test Rigger, the AI tool that automates without writing code. Let's jump in. Selenium is a popular browser automation framework used for web testing automation. This cheat sheet video provides a quick reference to the most common Selenium commands when using Python, focusing on Selenium 4 and the latest Selenium Grid. Let's get started. Driver initialization. To start using Selenium, you need to import the required libraries and initialize the WebDriver for the specific browser you are targeting. This is always one of the first steps of writing Selenium test scripts. Initializing drivers means that you are telling Selenium which browser you want to test your application on. An object of this WebDriver class is needed to interact with any element seen on the screen. The screen shows the Python commands for driver initialization for Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari. Locating elements. Writing test scripts with Selenium usually revolves around verifying interactions between elements seen on the screen. Each UI element has its own place in the page structure, and you need to use those details to uniquely identify them. Selenium offers various built-in functions to interact with different types of UI elements. These functions use various aspects of these elements like ID, class name, tag name, CSS selector, XPath, or link text to pinpoint the desired element. Thus, we can say that to access a UI element, one needs to drill down. You start with the driver object to interact with that browser instance, then decide the built-in function you want to use, like find element in this case, and finally give the actual value like the tag name or ID. The table shows examples of how you can use these different aspects or attributes of UI elements to interact with them. Pytest. You can use Pytest, a popular Python testing framework, to significantly enhance the efficiency and readability of Selenium test automation. Some important functionalities of Pytest that you can make use of are: Number 1, the ability to define test functions by prefixing their names with test. Pytest will automatically discover and run these functions as test cases. Number 2, fixtures to set up and tear down resources like test data or objects. They can be created using the @pytest.fixture decorator and are passed as function arguments to the test functions that need them. Unittest. Unittest is another Python testing framework that can be used to write and execute tests for your Selenium WebDriver scripts. Here are some common ways for you to use Unittest with Selenium. Number 1, you can create test classes by inheriting from unittest.testcase. Number 2, you can define test methods within the test classes by prefixing their names with test. Number 3, use the setup and teardown methods to set up and tear down resources for each test method. Override them in your test class as needed. Number 4, use the setup class and teardown class methods to set up and tear down resources for the entire test class. Override them in your test class and use the @class method decorator. Working with files. Selenium supports working with files. Here are the common operations you'll need for testing. Number 1, if you want to upload a file as a part of a test case, Selenium lets you do it. Selenium will require you to first find the exact UI element through which you can upload the file and then click on the Submit button. Number 2, to read data from a text file, you can use the following code. Number 3, if your file is a CSV file, you can still read from it. You need to import the CSV module, open the CSV file in read mode, use csv.reader to efficiently read the data, and then use a loop to iterate through the rows of data to print them. Number 4, you can also read from Excel. You need to import the OpenPyXL library, load the Excel workbook, pull up the active sheet, and iterate through the rows and cells to read and print the data. Selenium Navigators. You can perform browser-level actions like refresh the page, go forward or backward in history, and navigate to a specific URL in Selenium. Working with Windows. Selenium lets you work with browser windows by allowing you to toggle between them, close windows, and get window handles. Working with frames. Web pages can have frames that help divide the page into independent sections for displaying content. With Selenium, you can interact with these frames as well. You can toggle between frames and the main content using the displayed commands. Apart from the previously mentioned categories, here are some of the common operations that you'll find yourself needing when writing Selenium scripts. Number 1. Launch a web page. You can launch a web page using the driver object. Number 2. Click a button. To click on a button, which is one of the most common UI interactions you'll automate, you need to find the button and then click on it. Number 3. Accept an alert pop-up. Using the driver object, you can close, reject, or accept alert pop-ups. Number 4. Print the page title. Selenium has a function that fetches the page title for you. You can then print it or use it however you wish. Number 5. Implicit wait. An implicit wait sets a default time for the WebDriver to wait for elements to be available before throwing an exception. It is applied to the driver object. Number 6. An explicit wait sets a specific wait for a particular element to be available or a specific condition to be met. Number 7. Sleep. The sleep operation lets you pause the execution of the script for a specified amount of time. Number 8. Clear the input field. At times, you may need to clear an input field. For that, you can use the clear function of the web element class. Number 9. Disable a field. If you want to directly manipulate DOM elements without using Selenium's built-in methods, then use JavaScript. You can disable elements and then enable them again. Number 10. Enable a field. Selenium Grid. With Selenium Grid, you can handle parallel test execution with ease. To use Selenium Grid, you need to download the latest Selenium server jar file, set up the hub, and start the node. Here are the commands for it. Alternative: write tests without a single line of code. In the age of AI and fast-paced development, you will need something more than what Selenium has to offer. By leveraging plain English statements and an advanced AI engine, TestRigger provides excellent scalability, minimal maintenance, and faster test execution, setting itself apart from coded automation tools such as Selenium. Here's an example of a Selenium test case for logging in. For a simple operation like this, you need to go through the hassle of writing lines of code, working with brittle UI element identifiers, and still not know if the test will run properly. On the contrary, if the same test case were to be run in TestRigger, here's how it would look. That's it, just 2 lines, and with stable test runs and bare minimum test maintenance. Organizations that have adopted TestRigger have experienced significant improvements in their software testing processes. With increased test coverage, reduced defect escape rates, and accelerated release cycles, the platform not only enhances QA teams and delivery processes, but also eliminates the need for maintaining testing infrastructure. The unique approach of TestRigger allows for seamless collaboration among team members and ensures tests remain valid even after underlying framework changes or refactoring. This superior choice in test automation provides numerous key benefits, including cost savings, improved communication, and detailed test results for seamless debugging. We're done with the video. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more informative content on artificial intelligence, software testing, and engineering. Your support helps us build more content to help you further. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section. We will try to provide the best possible answer and learn with you together. Ready to see how we can help streamline your testing process? Book a demo today with our specialists to get a personalized walkthrough of TestRigger.